I also want to talk about jobs, because the natural fear is AI is going to make us redundant, particularly in markets like India, where we have so much of a workforce, and a lot of it is oftentimes doing somewhat rote work. Should we be worried about this? I mean, does this affect societal disruption on employment and capitalism and all the things and how we've been running?
I mean, to some extent, yes. Every technological revolution leads to job change, and this will be no exception. I guess 3 thoughts. Number 1, job change itself is fine. If you kind of look at the history of this, in 2 generations, we can kind of adapt to any amount of labor market change, and there's new jobs, and the new jobs are usually better, and that's going to happen here too. Some jobs will go away. There will be new, better jobs. They're difficult to imagine as we sit here and dream about what the future is going to look like. The thing that might be different about this is the speed with which it could happen. And I think it will require a change to the socioeconomic contract and the way governments think about this if it happens at a very fast pace. The second thing is it's not going the way people predicted so far, and I don't think it will in the future. So the current systems are actually not very good at all at doing whole jobs. They're very good at doing tasks. And so the nature of the job, if you're, say, a computer programmer, to stick with that example, shifts to you kind of like manage a team of extremely, extremely junior developers that can only do one 1-minute task at a time. And then someday they'll do 10-minute tasks, and then they'll do an hour task. But you'll still have to think of like, how is this all going to fit together, what do I want to build, and maybe eventually it learns that too. But this idea that instead of replacing jobs, it's making people dramatically more efficient, and there is such a demand overhang in most places. If we can overnight make the world create 3x more software because we make every software developer 3 times more efficient, that is not nearly enough. That does not nearly fulfill the demand the world has for software, and I think we'll see that in many other places. So another example of this is that the consensus, not the consensus, the absolute belief of experts around the world 10 years ago. First, AI is going to come replace the physical labor jobs, so truck drivers, farmers, factory workers, real trouble. Then it'll come for the sort of easier kinds of cognitive labor. Then maybe eventually like computer programmers, even a mathematician. And then, way in the future, or maybe never, because maybe it's like magical and human, the creative jobs. And of course we can look now and say it appears like it's going exactly the other direction. But that was like really non-obvious, certainly to us. We started thinking we were going to build robots. And it still, in some deep sense to me, seems like it should be much easier to make robots than it is to make GPT-4. But here we are. I think with other job impacts, it's just going to be surprising. But I think the world will get way wealthier. We'll have a productivity boom, and we will find a lot of new things to do.